Anyway, Miss Gerri Hall is best known as the female member of Huey Smith and the Clowns. Huey, let's hear it for Huey Smith and the Clowns.
Thank you.
And of course, if you don't know immediately, you can think about "Don't You Just Know It." What's your line in there?
Yeah.
What's some of the verses you sang? Some of the verses too.
Yeah. Higher the mountain, cooler the breeze. Don't you just know it? Younger the couple, the tighter they squeeze. Don't you just know it? Hey-oh.
Hey-oh.
Gooba, 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 gooba.
Gooba, 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 gooba.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's Gerri Hall. Yeah.
Thank you.
That's a good way.
Joy.
That's a good way to loosen up the crowd. Wasn't even planning that. That's awesome. Anyway, but Gerri also recorded several records of her own, and some of them were released, and some were not. And she had various stages of success, but they're all excellent records, trust me. And Miss Gerri Hall is also the only person I know who's both a Raylette and an ICAT. And she also sang behind Dr. John, and some little other secrets we're going to get to right now.
Riding on the expressway after a gig en route to Baltimore. We had one of Bobby Marchand's good friends with us. They call him Dolomite. His name is Rudy Ray Moore.
Yeah.
And Rudy Ray Moore...
He was on the Stomp a few years ago.
He was? Okay. Rudy Ray Moore had... he was real jovial person. And he was always telling little light jokes and making you laugh. So, this night after the gig, and I really didn't know Rudy. He was Bobby's good friend.
From Ohio. Bobby's from Ohio originally.
Cleveland, yeah. And he knew Rudy from up there in Cleveland. And Rudy was driving for us. He says, I'll make these couple of weeks with you guys, and I'll drive the wagon while we go from gig to gig. Okay. So Rudy's driving the wagon, and Rudy had a thing about when he cracked a joke off, they made him laugh, he'd holler, "Don't you just know it, child?" And I said, what? Bobby said, that's his thing, don't you just know it? So Huey is sitting in the wagon, and we all leaving the gig, and Huey said, I want y'all to listen to this. He said, we got to go home in about 2 weeks. He says, and we're going to record. He said, Bobby already knows high blood pressure. And he starts singing it. And he gave us our parts. And all of us sing our parts. And we got it together, smoothed it out. Get a high blood pressure when you call my name. And we all got our parts with that. But then again, he says, I'm going to try something. He said, think you can do this? He said, y'all ought to try this. And then he says, Roosevelt, he said, higher the mountain, cooler the breeze. And he said, y'all, don't you just know it? And we all went off in the car. And Rudy hollered, don't you just know it, child? And Huey come up with the next verse. And it was, don't you just know it again? And Rudy was, don't you just know it, all the way for the gig, all that night, all until we came back to New Orleans. It was every time you say something, it was, don't you just know it, child. He was so happy, and Bobby says, listen to this fool. He said, he's so happy that y'all picked up his slang, and now he's singing, don't you just know it, right along with us. But don't you just know it was a hit. He's standing in the studio, don't you just know it, in the background. I said, what? Oh, we had a good time making that record. We really did. And just like we had a good time making it, it started off and it hit the charts. Soon. Made a big hit right quick. Not tomorrow, not next week, in a minute. It was a hit. And all of us are like this. and Rudy was like this. Yes, that was Don't You Just Know It.
Yeah, we just saw that in the middle of Joe Loro's New Orleans film. They stuck the only known footage, I think, of Huey Smith and the Clowns.
And Don't You Just Know It.
And
Huey, excuse me, you guys, but Huey was on the stage singing Don't You Just Know It with the guys and Bobby Marchand. And I was shocked because I asked Huey, I said, why you never get up and sing? Why you never get on the stage? Oh, I don't do that. And he was up there singing.
He was lip syncing.
He was up pantomiming, yeah. I was shocked because he swore that he never sang or that he had never sung. And they were... I said, okay, one on me. That is on me because I didn't know he'd sang. I didn't know he had ever done that. Nope.
Yeah, I want to recognize a friend of ours, a very dear friend of ours over here, John. Over here.
Our Baton Rouge friend, you guys.
Yeah, he's the writer for the...
Entertainment
writer for the fun section of the Advocate. John, is there any other footage on... He's an expert on Huey Smith and the Clowns. Any other footage you know of Huey Smith and the Clowns?
They did American Bandstand and the Big Clark Saturday show. So we just saw the Big Clark Saturday show.
That was a Saturday show?
Right.
Yeah, because I have never seen Huey on stage with the group. Not in the lounge. No.
Well, maybe Big Clark has it somewhere.
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't?
Just got that one piece.
That's the only thing that exists.
Joe Loro, ladies and gentlemen, wonderful films he put
I
together.
know,
Yeah.
Good Clark 15 times.
Wow.
I knew about that.
Yeah.
They found a hero on TV guy that he appeared the same.
Yeah.
How did you guys ever find footage?
I told you about it.
I'm serious about that. With him with the group. Man, I asked him that. I said,
What
you
the
ever
other two guys in the middle? I knew Clark and
Eugene
Eugene is on the left and Roosevelt, the bass singer.
is right behind him, and
next
then
to
Bobby.
Yeah. So if y'all get a chance to see that,
You guys got to see that. That is.
Another thing is a place you can see it is on this Pure Rhythm and Blues commercial that Lloyd Price hosts. They have about 10 seconds of that. If you see that on one of the, it's an infomercial. But it's a great infomercial. It's got incredible footage. Check it out. You see Chuck Berry, Lee Dorsey was on there. Awesome
Everybody,
footage.
huh?
Let's talk about Huey a little bit. Tell us about what Huey and as a creator and
Like, I look at Huey now that I see, after I finish singing or after I stop singing, they put the disco on and had to push me out. I had to be shut down because I was doing a different type of singing. The disco came and they changed everything, and so Gerri Hall got out of the music and backed away. Well, I had an opportunity to look at a lot of the musicians that I had known, and I have an opportunity now, even now, to see some of the things about them that I had never seen before, and to find out the ones that are alike. Huey is like Professor Longhair. They have the music in their fingers. The rhythm to their music is in their fingers, and this is how they are. We have only had 3 of them here in the city like that. Huey Smith, and who else was it?
Booker.
Huey Smith, Booker.
Was it long hair or two
And no, Alan adopted that. Excuse me. Maybe I'm not supposed to say this, but Alan was not like Booker and Huey and Professor Longhair. Those have the same type of building. When they build their tunes, they do the same things. They put their rhythms with the music, with their hands, and then they get the musicians to play it. And that's the way Huey was. As gentle and calm as Huey was, Huey could go across the piano and give you all the rhythm without moving a muscle. Give you all the rhythm, all the voices, and everything else. And don't pat a foot. No pat the foot, nothing. Huey. And I said, Huey, how you learn to do that? I don't know.
Yes.
Booker, the same thing. Little Booker could sit to the piano and play it. Don't move a muscle. Don't pat a foot. I said, where y'all learn how to play like that?
Yeah.
Huey just laughed and said, come out of my head, Jerry. What do you think?
There's some geniuses in New Orleans, and he was one of them. It probably doesn't get the credit he deserves because, like he said, you could pick up one little word like that, don't you just know it, and make a song out of it.
He did it.
And you put it together with other little sayings and nursery rhymes and everything. I mean, John knows this very well.
Yeah.
Just make the
That's
song.
His buddy. He
Yeah,
loved
yeah.
Huey Smith.
Oh,
Huey
yeah.
Smith loved him.
And Rockin' Pneumonia, all those songs you pieced together, and they're amazing songs. Any other Huey Smith songs that you liked and want to talk about or anything?
They had one called Sassy Sarah, and they used to tell me I know everything. Oh, you know everything. You know something about everything, smartass. You know everything. Huey wrote a tune called Sassy Sarah, and he said, she's psycho, and the group would holler, crazy everybody went, and Huey holler, here comes the girl with the big old hat, thinks she's the president. That was me. She's psycho, crazy everybody went. Here comes the girl with the big old hat, thinks she's the president.
Yeah.
That one, I am very partial to that because I think it's a crazy song. You guys got to hear that one. He's got maybe about 10 or 15 others. They have given him, Bobby Marchand took me to Pittsburgh one year to do the Oldie But Goodie show. They show you guys the Oldie But Goodie show, but they never show the footage that they cut on Bobby Marchand and myself. Nobody else was there to go. So Bobby took me, and they gave Bobby a plaque for Huey, all the million sellers, and all of the originals that Huey had written that were hits. Maybe not number ones, but were hits. I don't know where it is, but Bobby brought it back home. February the 4th and the 5th, we went to Pittsburgh, 1994.
Wow.
And that hasn't been too long. But nobody knows what Bobby did with the plaque.
Yeah. Well, we should mention that Huey is actually in Baton Rouge, and he's doing okay. Yeah, he had having a little minor operation, I think, next week. But he's still. If you want to know extensively about Huey Smith, talk to Mr. John Word over here. Anything you want to say, John? Offhand? She is. She's awesome. She's awesome. Well, I got to ask you. There's two Huey Smith hits that are lead female vocals. One was "Don't You Know Yakimo" and one was "Popeye." What do you?
Bobby Marchand sang that.
Well, but it sounds like girls on
No.
it. You don't.
Maybe when they went on the road, and maybe when he changed the group up, there were two other girls that sang with him. One was named Barbara, and another one was Evelyn. Because Evelyn used to call me Firefly. And she said, you're so full of fire. I wish I could be like you when I'm on the stage. You just get around, you just like to dance. But she called me Firefly. But her name was Evelyn, and she was from, I think, Puerto Rico, brown-skinned girl. And one girl named Barbara. And those girls sang with Huey, but I don't know them to be any lead vocals. I mean, I've heard a lot of the things that they had on that plaque that Huey was supposed to have been, that he had made that were very popular and they were very good. But I've heard them, but I've never heard any lead singers, females.
But you sang on Popeye. You said that was the one.
Yeah, in the background. Yeah.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I think you were lead.
Popeye.
Yeah.
You do the dance on that one. We do a dance for that one.
Oh, can you do that
No.
dance? But that was a big hit. That was
Yes, it was.
Did you
It was.
tour a little bit on that?
No.
Okay. But
We did that tune. We did it on a couple of gigs, but I never toured with that.
But that was when the Popeye dance was really popping deep. It
Yeah.
really popped her in New Orleans. They did a whole slew of Popeye records, but that was actually the biggest.
Yeah.
I mean, it was bigger than Check Mr. Popeye, which in my mind is the best by Eddie Bo.
Yeah.
Eddie Bo said he
And that's
got
where they
knocked
got
out.
that from. They complimented each other with that.
Beautiful.
Huey liked Eddie Bo's understanding of the Popeye, and Bo liked Huey.
Right.
Oh, Bo idolized Huey.
Oh, yeah.
We don't talk about that because you never hear that, and you never know that. But every now and then, Eddie Bo would say something about really caring about Huey Smith and his ability to do the music.
Well, so the clown started changing as Bobby Marshall left on his solo career, and how did you kind of drop out of that? You just because you went on the road with Ray Charles, or was there some other reason?
No, I don't even remember what happened with that.
Mm-hmm.
I think I got sick, and they sent me home, and Huey put Barbara in there.
Oh, okay.
And
All
Bobby
right.
was the one who put Barbara in there, and I just never got back to the group.
But we should mention that. Go ahead.
And about 2 months later, Ray Charles picked me up.
Well, we should mention that you got to know almost all the stars of rock and roll on your tours with you. And there's almost nobody that you didn't meet and didn't get to know, isn't there?
That's because I'm so gregarious. I like people.
We're gonna.
I get into everybody. If you talk and laugh, I'm going to talk with you. Cosmo knows how to put voices on tape. He knows how to split them all up. He knows how to put you with the voices. He knows how to raise them up, turn them down. That gentleman right there, you guys, that's the master of the recording right there. That's the one.